everyone, so this video is on how to depot an eyeshadow. I'm just using a standard MAC eyeshadow, the ones that come in the pots like this, but this technique can be used on other eyeshadows as well, as long as they have similar casing that you can pull out. So I'm going to show you on how to get it from this into these. So the first step is to get the actual pan, the tray, out of the pot itself. Now getting some form of butter knife, or in my case long-nosed tweezers, there's a gap basically where the tray meets the pot, and you can just get the tweezers or whatever you have into that gap and the tray will come out, just like that. So where you want to get to is just in this section here and just lever it out, and then it will pop out quite easily. Now once you have the actual tray out of the pan, you're going to need to have some form of baking paper or greaseproof paper to place it on top of. Because what we're going to do next is get our hair straightener and place the eyeshadow and baking paper on top of the heated plate. So my hair straightener has been heating up. You don't need any fancy hair straightener for this, just the standard one that you would normally use. Now carefully place the eyeshadow on top of the hot plate inside there. Now depending on how hot your hair straightener gets will depend on how long you'll need to leave it there. About 30 seconds or so should be able to do it, but you can keep checking it. Don't walk away when you're doing this step. Definitely keep a close eye on it. Now if you do have the tweezers, you can have a little look and see if it's heated up enough. Now that's about ready, so I'm going to turn it off because I'm not using it again, and just pulling off the paper, being very careful with the hair straightener. Now you just need some form of a pin or a paper clip in my case, even the end of some pointy tweezers, and turning over the actual plastic, being careful because it can be a little warm. Just get the pin and poke it into the centre. You'll see a little dot where it can fit through. And just give it a push. Be careful if you are using a sharp object because you don't want to hurt yourself. Now what you'll see is the actual eyeshadow start to pop up. When it comes up enough, you can just get your tweezers and very carefully pull it out of the tray. Now this is going to be extremely hot, so don't touch it with your fingers. Just place it on the baking paper or greaseproof paper and let it cool down. Now while that's cooling, I'm going to get the sticker off the actual back of the eyeshadow pot. I like to use this on the bottom of the actual eyeshadow pan that we've just depotted. So just finding the edges and loosening it up. Doesn't matter if it's perfect, it's okay. But just peel the sticker off the back of the pot. Now that the actual tray itself has cooled down, what I'm going to do is flip it over and just use the sticker to cover off any of the extra glue. If you're making your own labels and they weren't going to cover the entire base, you can use a little bit of eucalyptus oil or rubbing alcohol and just remove the excess glue. But because I'm putting this sticker over it anyway, I'm not going to bother with that. So I'm just going to line it up with the actual pan. That way I've got the label on the bottom of the eyeshadow. Just like that. Now what you need next is just some magnetic tape or a magnetic sheet. This particular tape I picked up from an office supply store called Officeworks here in Australia, but you can get it from most craft stores or hardware stores. Now I've cut out a piece that fits on the bottom of the actual pan itself. It doesn't need to cover the whole base, it is strong enough, but it only needs to be about halfway. So just peeling off the actual backing from the magnet itself and just sticking that down and making sure it's nice and firm. So what you can do is you can still read what kind of eyeshadow it is and the name. Now once that's done, you're ready to go. So you just have to get your palette, pop it in, and you're done. So that is a really easy way to depot your MAC eyeshadows or any eyeshadows that are in a similar package, and you can fit a lot more in a palette rather than just the standard 15 that you can fit in the MAC palettes. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and demonstration. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!